Hi, Andrew from SACS. Welcome to video number 10 in our 10 video sequence on the relationship between psychometric assessment and mental health and mental illness. This one's about values. But firstly, what are values? So this is a thing called the SACS Work Values Scale, and it's measuring 11 values. And these 11 values are work values from autonomy down to environmental sustainability. Now, when you look at this person's score, you'll see that they're very high on a couple of these values, social justice and environmental sustainability, and high also on having enjoyment at work. And they're quite low on other things, like, for instance, traditional values is not very important to them and authority is not very important to them. So what does all that mean? Well, these are goals. Values are goals. They're things that you come to work to be able to achieve. So the things that this person cares deeply about are things that will give them satisfaction in their work, but they are also things that will cause them to fit into a work group or to not fit into a work group. So if a person with low authority, the value of low authority, which says, I don't particularly have to be my own boss and make up my own decisions, if they go into a work group where people are all highly authoritative in the way that they go about things, they may well not like those colleagues and they may not fit in so well. So values in many ways are about match. Will I fit in to the group that I belong to? And Shalom Schwartz, who's one of the most important researchers in the world, and this model is derived from the Schwartz model, would say that that's why values evolved. It's about fitting in. But the question is, does this relate to mental health? And the answer is yes, but the relationship is complicated and it's extremely hard to detect, if you want to put it that way, in a person's values profile. In general, what we know is that people who are mentally ill will tend not to be so typical of the group that they belong to from a values point of view. They may be perceived to be extreme in what they believe in, and that can be expressed in their values profile. So, values can indicate mental health, but I'm not suggesting you try to tackle that because it's a complicated issue. So that concludes our 10 video sequence on the relationship between mental health and mental illness and psychometric assessment. If you'd like to know more about any of the instruments that we've talked about in the sequence of these videos, click on the link near this video to find out more.